Now let's turn our attention to what's happening from stocks to Bitcoin. The cryptocurrency plunging today and moving back towards that 6,000 mark. So Brian, let's start with you here. How are you trading Bitcoin given that massive move to the downside? It seems like every time there's a bit of stability, the folks come back in there saying, nah, maybe we're a little bit wary of Bitcoin.
Well, look, I am short Bitcoin futures contracts, but I am long some of the physical. And I'm looking at the September futures contract. I'd be willing to buy it, actually, at this point. 64.50 is my level. Looking for that September futures contract to trade up to 72.50 on the CBOE futures contract with a stop out at 59.50. So here, I think we're at a level. We've gotten a little bit of a sell-off in Bitcoin. Obviously, the Goldman news has been really disappointing for those Bitcoin holders, people freaking out that maybe, a big bank trading desk is backing off. Maybe I should too. But I would say forget about those guys. Bitcoin was made to transact off the deposits of bank sheets. We don't need them. And so in that sense, I'd be looking for that to move back higher. Plus, you're getting now down to a level around 6,000 here, which has acted as support before. Plus, when you look at the mining capacity and the efficiency of that, it gets very difficult down at the $6,000 level if you don't have great electrical rates. So that's going to make the production slow down a little bit than we've seen in the past. And so I think we'll sort of hold here and then push back up to the upside.
I love the stop level. 59.50 seems like an interesting place. 6,000 seems psychologically to have been something for a while. The entry point, we're so close, but I'm not there. We made a high of 64.80 about 3 hours ago when it looked like it was trying to break out of this little range it's established. To me, I need to go above that. 64.90 would be my entry spot. So right now, it seemed like we rejected that 64.80. So right now, it might try the downside of that. But other than that, fundamentally, I like what he's saying here, and I think it's good. What I do want to ask him is, where do you keep that physical Bitcoin you talked about? Can I see it? Is it in your pocket or no? But anyway,
well, I'll show that to you later.
We'll see after the show.
Yeah, whatever your smartphone app or whatever it is. So Brian, maybe the last word to you here. As we talk about the short-term price action, Bitcoin is one of those and perhaps more volatile instruments, we'll call it, even in the short, certainly in the medium to longer term. What's to say that this trend down does not continue? What are you watching for? We know the stop level that you're talking about, but what would you be watching for, fundamentally speaking, if there is such a thing in Bitcoin, about the downside possibly prevailing here?
Well, certainly when you see the volatility pick up in Bitcoin, it gets people scared, it freaks people out. And so when we're seeing these 5% swings or whatever, I would like to see some of that volatility contract a little bit to get people a little bit more comfortable. Because as you see those big moves, that sort of backs investors away, and we hit those certain technical levels, then people want to get out right away. But, certainly I think we're still in the very early stages of sort of this bottoming process off the euphoria back in December. That's going to take some time. I would give it maybe a full year or more for us to sort of bottom out here, get people comfortable with it as a way to sort of transact with each other, find different ways. There's going to be some shakeouts and shakeups. I do think a Bitcoin, Ethereum, some of the leaders will stay. A lot of the altcoins out there will go, and there'll be other purposes involved that we can utilize the cryptocurrency to sort of fundamentally change the way we transact. So, I think we're here to stay. I'm not as concerned about the downside, but like I said, if we get volatile moves to the downside, man, we could really see a plunge down to that, 3,000, 4,000 level if we break some of these critical 6,000 mark or so.